Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I'm gonna have to speak down tonight. I have roommates that are asleep. So please turn your volume up on your phone, on whatever you're listening to. Alright, so what I want to talk about today is I was thinking about masculine and feminine energy, right? And you know how we're mirrors of each other, right? So masculine, feminine, we're mirrors of each other. So where one's good, the other lacks in the beginning, and where the other is good, the other lacks in the beginning. So if it has to do with selfishness, right? One is more selfish and one is more selfless. But what we don't understand is that even when you're thinking logically, you need to have some heart in it. And when it has to be driven by your heart. And when you're thinking emotionally, you still have to have focus and structure to it. Otherwise, you'll be imbalanced. So that's why the yin and the yang have these two dots. I have a lot to share. One thing I want to mention, actually I just forgot, so I'll mention it in a little bit. But so here I wrote down some characteristics of the low vibrational feminine. No, of the high vibe feminine, high vibe masculine. Yeah. And then the feminine without the masculine, masculine without the feminine. So let's say the blue's the masculine. Without the white, he would be just like that. And the feminine aspect without little part of the masculine would be white like this. And that causes both energies to be only contained within themselves. And I'll tell you what that sounds like so you can see if you're at this stage or at a more balanced, wholesome, healthy stage. One more thing that I'm really going to talk about today is I'm going to push for people really thinking about themselves and talking about how you can feel whole. I know that's something that a lot of people have been talking about, a lot of people have been thinking about, a lot of the collective has been thinking about how to feel whole. And at this time, with the 3D and the 5D timeline splitting so drastically, you may be in one reality with other people, but you may meet people from the past and they'll only remember the old you, right? They'll only remember the old you. And then, sorry, I thought I heard something. They'll only remember the old you, the low vibe you, and they'll act slowly. And your new expansive energy, this energy up here, will feel so much more limited. And it will kind of shrink back to this until you leave them, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is who I am. So it's a time to greatly remember who you truly are, your new and improved person, and practice being that around everyone, especially people who have hurt you, because there's a lot of people resurfacing at this time, a lot of old energy coming back for a lot of people in college starting up, high school starting up, light workers, be aware of that. And work, just running into exes. A lot of people are talking about running into exes at this time, exes that have had their awakening, will have their awakening. But remember that everything happens for a reason. If it's not a test, it's because they may need to join you on your path for a while to learn from you. So that's happening a lot. So diving into feminine energy that is healthy, and masculine energy that is healthy. So feminine energy that is healthy will be open, caring, wise, flexible, passionate, right? And masculine energy that is healthy will be disciplined, active, purposeful, vision. It would have a vision to it and focus, right? But the cornerstone of both these energies is structure, and structure brings balance, this structure. So the masculine energy is very built around action and structure and focus and drive, but what it needs is a little bit of heart. When the feminine energy goes into overdrive, if you can see this right here, when the feminine energy goes into overdrive, when the feminine sounds a little like this, lazy, unfocused, depressed, over-nurturing, unmotivated, regardless of if you're in union or not, then she loses her masculine aspect, falls out of balance. That's why a lot of you could have been like, I was never like this before, my masculine. And as you pull out of that, the masculine naturally ends up with more habits that are destructive, aggressive, narrow-minded, cold, frustrated, and becomes a very unhealthy balance. He becomes cold to you like you're being cold to yourself. He stops being there for you just like you're not being there for yourself, just like you're not having a healthy balance. So that is something I wanted to talk about, very important. So just like the masculine needs a little heart, the feminine needs more structure, but that's not it to have balance. When we're talking about balance, when it comes to twin flames, we're also talking about wholeness, right? Let's talk about wholeness for a little bit. Wholeness. What is wholeness? You know what? I should have done a live for this so I could see what you guys were saying. Wholeness. What do you think is wholeness? Just think about it real quick. Wholeness. Freedom. Confidence. Joy. Sovereignty. I feel like that's a word I've been seeing and hearing a lot. Wholeness. A person who's whole. I remember that before I met my twin, I felt very whole. I had no idea what I was missing. I had no idea. And he showed me parts of myself I was missing. So how can you bring those parts of your twin, those things in your twin, how can you pull them into your existence? How can you be whole without it? And what does a person who is whole do? So say your twin is funny. Try to look at things from a more humorous light, maybe. Your twin is sexy. Work on your own sexiness. Do things to make yourself feel good and whole. This is such a small thing, but I was talking to my friend last night, and I was telling her that, you know, before I met my twin, I used to listen to a lot of rap. I used to listen to a lot of hip-hop. And after meeting my twin, like, my taste in music shifted from hip-hop to country, right? And it, at first, I loved country. Like, I slowly began loving it. Like, it brought out a different side of me, right? A softer side of me. But I felt like hip-hop brought out a more sovereign, powerful side of me. And you can be powerful and grounded in, like, love too, which a lot of country is about, right? But what about the independence and the wholeness you need? I'd completely wiped this out, and then I had this song start playing in my head a few days ago, and it's that song with, I don't remember, but it goes like, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. So that song, I'm coming home, it's probably called I'm Coming Home. Look it up, guys. It's really cool because it sounded really twin flamey, and I was listening to a bunch of country music and it started playing in my head. So I played it and I felt so sovereign, and I was like, wow, I remembered who I was before I met him. And it helped me like go back to that feeling. And sometimes what you don't need to do is be like, how can I do it? But it's like, what did I do before? What have I given up? What's changed? And how can I enhance that with the wisdom I've gained? You want to go back to being that person who felt whole. Because truth is, or twins, the yin to our yang, or the yang to our yin, we felt whole before them because we had no idea. We had no idea. We felt whole, but we weren't in our power. We weren't enlightened. We weren't awakened. This journey happened for a reason, not only to meet our twin, not only to enlighten others, but to redefine love, to be patient. So many different reasons behind the journey. But so how can you go back to that person? What music did you listen to? What activities did you do? Maybe you didn't have kids back then, but what did you do a little more? Maybe you went on hikes. How can you go on hikes more? Maybe take your kids. And when you go there, don't make it about like, oh, how can I make my kids interested? Be interested. Be that vibe. They'll learn to love it too. Maybe it won't be hard for them to love it either. But yeah, how can you feel whole? Remember, there was a time you felt whole. There was a time you went through life and you were like, okay, I may not be the most confident, I may not be the happiest, I may not feel the greatest about myself, but I'm me and I have my back. Do you remember that? Do you remember feeling like that? And that's the same perseverance that brought in your masculine. And then you were swept off your feet and you forgot that person. And now that you have space to remember her or remember him again, what would it mean to be whole? And you're masculine, you're feminine, not a bad person. They're not bad people at all. They're just reflections of the wholeness we had with the 3D, right? And this is about getting wholeness in the 5D. And we've learned so many tools, so many things through the 5D. And we can grow those more. Hey guys, welcome back. Hold on a second. Oh no. Oh, candle wax. Okay. So my iPad died, but I am back now. Hold on a second. It's candle wax. You know what? I am going to get this off later. It's right there. See that clump? This here. Oh my god. There's no winning with this. Alrighty. Going to pull some cards for you guys. I'm really sorry if you can't hear me. I cannot talk louder. My roommates are asleep. I am so packed. My schedule is so packed recently, and I have so many readings to catch up on, personals. So for those of you who have scheduled personals with me or are trying to do that, just a heads up that the wait time from now is 5 days. I am definitely getting on things right now. I'm so sorry if you can't hear me again. I really can't talk louder than this. The walls are really thin and I have some roommates who are going to work, so please bear with me. I mean, going to work early in the morning, please, please, please bear with me. And please just turn the volume all the way up, it'll help. Nine of Raphael, divine guidance. This is the Nine of Cups. Make a wish, dreams become reality. A joyful time in life, divine guidance. Ooh, and 13 peace wanted to pop out too. Divine guidance. The search for rehoming, for merging in life, for meaning in life. I'm so sorry. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So what I'm getting is, for some of you, you're getting very caught up in your 3D world. So from my message earlier, please pay attention to what's around you, to what obstacles and situations you're being presented with. And remember who you are deep inside when you encounter these things. Bottom of the deck. Oh wow, lighting's bad. I'm gonna fix that in a second. But 10 of Raphael. Love and blessings fill your life. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members. Happily ever after. This is the 10 of Cups. Rainbow. Give me a second, I'm gonna figure out lighting real quick and I'll be right back. It's good. Okay, one more thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, please, if you guys would like me to use any specific kind of tarot, purchase it, please let me know. Also, for those of you who have submitted requests for readings, if you have not paid, you are not on the list. Your place on the list is being secured with your payment. If you haven't paid, you should really, and you're waiting on your reading, you have to understand that you have to pay for it beforehand. And if you're not, there are people who are paying before and they're getting put onto the list. Spirit of Earth. Spirit Keeper of the North. What's north? Hold on. blue? What's blue in this deck? Hold on a second. Blue is swords. Okay. So, spirit of your truth, your inner truth. Your inner truth under spirit of the earth, which is the pentacles, your inner truth and how it has to do with your mission work, the life you're living, the person you are. The Star card is right under, and the Empress was also under. The Empress. Becoming the Empress, Star card, 10 of Cups. Okay. Just to give you a heads up on where this reading's going, I'm so sorry. I know you guys are probably having a really hard time hearing me. Holding back from your mission work, holding back, not allowing your mission work to come into fruition. This means together and alone. Remember, when your inner masculine is doing something, your outer masculine is doing something. Your outer masculine, both you and your twin, is doing something, is doing the same thing. Interesting. Okay. This is asking you to be more open-minded, to trust more, to be able to trust, let your heart guide you, because you're almost there. Almost there. If you resonate with my readings, yeah, exactly. You're finding what you need to find to be able to be who you need to be. But at the same time, there's this thing coming up with the masculine holding back, which means your masculine aspect is holding back from being maybe in its truth. Let's find out. Oh my God, look. The abundance, the truth. This is going to be a really interesting reading. I'm so excited. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Oh, okay, I only take cards upright with my tarot deck nowadays. This is what I'm guided to do. I feel like any negative meaning, if anything has a negative meaning, anything, like, it'll, like this card, I'm still going to take it upright. If we know that conflict has ended, we'll see that in different cards as well. So that's why I don't find the need to keep them upright. I mean, if they come out like this, they still mean the upright meaning. So, truth, 4 of Wands. I don't know what's going on with y'all, but some people are messaging me about getting into union, so the energy is really helping twins come together. Also, have you guys heard about the Amazon fire? It really, what shocks me the most about stuff like that is how it's under talked about, and then things like the cathedral fire in Paris, I think it was so talked about. And literally, the Amazon has 14,000 fires, has had 14,000 fires alone in this summer. And this is not being talked about as much as that is. And that's kind of shocking to me. And I definitely think you guys should look into it. Please support the cause, send out money, help. There's a lot of organizations trying to do different things. See what works for you. End of a cycle, truth. Working on an offer. Yeah, but basically there's so much shit going on in the world right now. So much like horrible shit. I'm not surprised that Divine wants twins to come together at this point. Thinking about the past, pondering over the past, the offer he didn't take. Thinking about if he should take the offer. Thinking about the offer he's going to make. I need to pull more on this card. Let's keep this. Right under is the King of Cups. Let's see what's under this. Queen of Swords. What's under this? Queen of Wands. Okay, so this side calls for justice that needs to come. If you think that union with your twin, right? Union as in a happy relationship with your twin is your truth. If simply friendship isn't, then why are you living that reality out? I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it, and you're probably going to hear me say this again. Your truth. This is how I perceive it. This is what I believe. This is my own knowing, and if it doesn't resonate with you, then this channel isn't for you. But your inner truth, if you're not bringing justice to a situation, how can he step into who he needs to be? He's going to keep staring at this offer. You have to take the cup for yourself. You have to take the leap. The fact that he's your twin, the fact that you have him no matter what, should make you so much more confident in being this woman. And once you are, the offer becomes a really big thing. He goes within, he continues on the journey, and then before communication comes a period of rest because of everything he's released. Let's take the card right under this, and then the abundance comes in. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Hey guys, sorry about that. My roommate was knocking. So, what came out was the Four of Wands, the Hermit, the Emperor. So this is about, there's a bunch of people going into union right now. They have no idea, they don't realize it, they don't understand how much progress they've made. They may be very negative about some aspects of their life. Look at yourself from a 5D lens is what I'm hearing. This abundance is coming in, but right before this abundance comes in, with the mission, with everything, basically, what comes before that is rest. Rest for the DM. He is going within, he is ascending, he is becoming his true self. We'll find out more about if he's releasing what he's releasing and stuff. But there's definitely an offer being thought of here for the people who are resonating with this thus far. Yep, balance being attained. If you feel like you've been balancing out your energies, this is definitely for you. You have no idea union's coming in a lot quicker than you thought it would be. Spirit, okay. I was gonna ask a question. This card already came out. I'm gonna put it back in, see what comes out. But the question I was gonna ask is, Spirit, how can these divine feminines know if they are somebody that this has to do with? And before I ask the question, this card came out, so I'm not taking it as an answer unless you feel that it's an answer that you've been anticipating. But so what came out was the Eight of Cups, and basically that talks about someone who walks away from crying over spilled milk, with the 5 cups, no, with the 3 cups spilled over. Remember, in the 5 of Cups, crying over spilled milk, there are 3 cups spilled over, 2 behind the man, and he's crying over everything he's lost instead of focusing on what he has, right? Here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there are 5 cups upright. 5 upright, huh? Yeah, so there are 5 upright, and there are 3 spilled over. But he has his back to the whole thing. He's not crying over it. He's done crying over it. So feminines who are moving towards themselves, not waiting, not worrying so much about a DM. Now, this doesn't mean you don't love your DM. This doesn't mean that you don't watch the occasional reading. But what this does mean is that you feel happy with yourself, that you love yourself, that your life feels beautiful and abundant, that you feel like, wow, this card was right under, I didn't even notice. But you feel like the princess from the 9 of Pentacles. That's who you feel like. You feel very abundant, very, like you have it going on. That's how you feel. Or at least you're getting it figured out. Okay, so Spirit, how can feminines know if this is for them? Okay. Exactly. If you're moving towards the state of balance, if you're asking yourself how you can love yourself better, how you can fill your day with things that make you who you are, things that make you happier, better, like we talked about before with balancing out your energies and being whole within. People who are trying to be whole by loving themselves, by altering what they do every day, maybe removing some of the everything you do is an energy exchange. Even if it's watching readings, if you feel like you're lowering yourself just a little, you are giving away a higher vibration just a little. And that doesn't have to do with all readings, but that has to do with some readings. It depends on the content, the reader, what they're preaching, their energy. Watch out for things like that. If a reader makes you feel upset or makes you feel triggered in a bad way, makes you feel uncomfortable, that means the message is either not for you or the reader is not a good fit, good or bad, at the moment. Yeah, someone who's moving forward into this state of balance, moving forward towards themselves, focusing on themselves, or at least trying to. This doesn't mean you don't think about your masculine, but what this does talk about is someone who has their intentions in the right place, that they're trying to make the most out of this energy, this time with themselves. What else? Exactly, moving forward even if they have to do it alone. And this has to do with mission work, this has to do with every area of your life. Every area of your life that you find important. Okay. Let's find out about the masculine, what he's particularly working on right now. This was a very clear message that union is coming. He's learning to play with energies. He's making plans. But as we know, these masculines are dealing with a lot in a very, very short time. So we need to figure out. So what we're trying to figure out here is what all have they dealt with, and what all are they going to be working on, and going to be anchoring in from the 5D, pulling into their life at this moment. Heartbreak. Tell us more about this heartbreak. Thinking about the past, reminiscing how good he had it. Yeah, he's definitely thinking about that. Don't let appearances fool you. I'm hearing that for somebody. Justice, exactly. He's coming into his power. He's looking at it. He knows what needs to be done. But he knows what needs to be done, but he's going within first. My eyes were drawn to first the scales, balancing himself out as the feminine is by focusing on herself, the feminine we're talking about. And then while balancing himself out, my eyes were drawn to this light coming from his solar plexus. So a redefining of who he is, his confidence center, what he's made of, who he's built of, the man that he truly is inside, all of that being redefined right now. That's what he's working on balancing out, fixing. I was also looking at the blindfold, using intuition to do so, thinking with his heart. Ego death about union, ego death about commitment, maybe commitment for some. Let's pull more. What is this ego death about? Exactly, thinking with his heart. Yeah, definitely thinking with his heart. When it comes to his truth, he's using that to navigate himself. Notice that the sun is right above him too. The sun is symbolic for the heart chakra. And that's why I said confidence being redefined instead of from the lower chakras, from the heart instead now. That's what's balancing out the scales. He's thinking with his heart. He's thinking with his truth. His truth is something that he can only understand through his intuition. Moving forward. And Two of Swords. Exactly, intuition. Moving forward with his intuition. Playing with his intuition. Practicing with it. He's in discovery mode, he's in high priestess mode, he's in hermit mode. When it comes to releasing, I know it looks like he's transmuting his heartbreak into making himself a better man. Let's find out what he thinks about his feminine, what he has to say to her. Let's find out what's going on with the 10 of Cups, what this means exactly. Yeah, let's do that for now. And then we'll get into what he's already released. Also, the Moon card came out. Aquarius full moon had a lot to do with it. Moon energies are still very strong. Jupiter has just gone into Sagittarius, I believe. And with Jupiter in, Sagittarius? Yeah, Jupiter in Sagittarius. I don't know if I remember correctly, but I think that it brings the feminine into her power even more. It allows people to question things more, but at the same time there's a lot of he's turning, like I've said in my other readings, oil and water is separating more and more. 5D and 3D are separating more and more. But this oil will try to sneak up into your insecurities, onto your insecurities, and be like, oh, I know you, I know who you are. And your demons will come up even stronger than ever. And they will show up in different people. The universe is sending things towards you to both test you, to help you grow. There could be outside interference, even with people you love, so take it with a grain of salt. Observe, let it go, remember who you are, stay grounded in that. The masculine's going through something very different as well. Something very similar as well. Sorry, you guys, I haven't slept in 24 hours now, and I'm really tired, but I'm still feeling really great about this reading. And honestly, I'm feeling really great about it. I have a lot of messages and stuff that I have to share with you guys that I haven't gotten around to. But yes, the moon definitely happening. The energy is very strong with him. He's definitely looking at his life, and when people come to him trying to treat him the same way, karmics, stuff like that, he just kind of, I don't know if he's being outward right now, but he's definitely looking at it, and he's, you know what they say about women in breakups? You know, since he's more tapped into his intuition, his feminine side, because this feminine, like I said with the balance, she's working on herself. She's in her masculine energy. She's doing, she's creating. That's allowing this masculine to look within and think with his heart. So, you know what they say about women in breakups? I don't know if it's, hold on a second. Okay, so for guys, to say a guy will break up before his heart leaves. But then for women, they say a woman will leave mentally before her body follows. And this is what's going on with the masculine right now as he comes into his power, as the feminine in him is rising. Now that the feminine in him has risen, the masculine in him is evolving. He's becoming a new guy. That circle has closed out. That world card came out. Okay, so what are his thoughts about, let's shuffle this actually first, but I'm gonna pull for his thoughts about his feminine. What are his thoughts about his feminine? 9 of Cups. King of Wands. He sees her as a visionary. He sees her as someone who's very happy, someone who's doing well in life. He sees her as a spiritual muse, someone who teaches him so much, somebody who has depth to her. 9 of Swords. Let's see, is this how he sees her? Does he see her as fear-ridden? Is this related to the past? Or Is this related to how he feels when he thinks about her? Spirit, tell us. Ego, death. Ego, death. What else? Go, death. I think when he thinks of her, he thinks he's not good enough. She's someone who's taken a leap into her new beginning. She's doing her mission work. She's doing everything she needs to. He looks at her and he feels not good enough. He feels humbled. He wants to come forward. And he really wants to be the right man for her. These are great cards to see. He really sees her value, is what I'm seeing. Anything else you want to tell us about how the masculine sees his feminine? Two of Cups. He knows she's the one. Somebody who's about to get an offer. What else? Last message. I'll take that card. Oh my god. The Star card. I'm gonna open the book up for this tarot, and I'm gonna read to you a little bit of the Star card because I am being told to do so. So bear with me. Focus on the Star card if you'd like to. A bright star illuminates a young woman as she pours water from her 2 pitchers. The pitchers are gold, representing the conscious, while the woman represents the subconscious, exactly tied into his inner feminine. Okay. And he sees her as a visionary, which is actually a masculine trait, if you remember the beginning of the video. Sorry, I'm going to continue now. Okay. The pitchers are gold, representing the conscious, while the water represents the subconscious. The woman brings renewal, as water is life-giving. She provides harmony and balance to both the physical and the emotional plane. She sits within the pool of water, representing the emotions, but we can see from the star on her forehead that her thoughts are illuminated. Her naked state represents truth. Traditionally, stars are a good omen, representing hope, peace, and faith. From the night sky, stars can be used to find our way home, so they are seen as a helpful guide on our pathways through life. He sees you as the light he has to follow to get home, to find himself. He remembers all you've taught him. He remembers who you are. He knows that the flame isn't only you. His twin flame isn't only you, but the flame exists inside of him. But he still thinks that although the flame exists inside of him, there's nothing like your flame. He sees you as someone so in their truth, so balanced, so beautiful and abundant, that they're so in their power. They're doing everything they're doing. They're balancing, they're creating, they're magic. He sees you as the star. He sees you as the heart chakra. He sees you as the thing that lights up the sky in both day and night. Good. He should see you like that. I'm very happy with that, honestly. Good. Never be with someone who thinks of you as less than that, because this is everything you are. Okay, so I am going to pull some oracle cards. I'm done with tarot for now. I'm going to pull some oracle cards from here, find out what's going on more with the connection. But before that, I'm definitely going to talk about readings, because I have been talking about readings at the end of my videos, and people have been like, you should talk about your readings, like how can I get it personal? So I'm going to talk about it in the middle so you guys don't click off before hearing about it and then end up emailing me. So if you want a personalized reading, what you need to do is email me at perfect storm 11 at gmail.com. That is my email. It is hooked to this YouTube account. I definitely will get your email. I will respond as soon as possible. And as soon as I respond and say I'd love to work with you, then please send me your questions. Maybe send me your questions when you're sending me the email. When I say I'd love to work with you, then do the payment. Please don't make a payment before I respond. And also, if you want to lock in your spot, please do make the payment. I can't put you on the list till you make the payment, because I have a lot to do, and I don't want to end up doing a reading for someone who hasn't paid, so, or is waiting on money, or whatever the case is. So, payment. Along with that, I will put a link. I put down the name for our Facebook group. The Facebook group is called Wild Woman. There's some really awesome feminines there. I'm there myself. I would love to talk to you, get to know you. People who are on this journey, anyone who needs to talk about it, not feel crazy, bounce ideas off, understand how to deal with certain things, work through trust issues, whatever it is that comes up. Wild Women. I also will put a link for this below. For the readings, there is also a link below in the description box. Links, description box. What else? Okay, I think that's it. Links, description box. Oh, feel free to also follow me on Instagram. At Consciousness Tribe. Or at The Perfect Storm Tarot. There are daily updates there. Consciousness Tribe has updates on stuff going on with the world, environmental stuff, quotes and stuff. In the Perfect Storm Tarot has to do with energy updates for the day, updates on readings being posted, things like that, discounts. So check it out, follow. Alright, so back to the reading. Thank you guys for waiting and sitting through that. I'm gonna take this card. They want me to shuffle once more. Hold on. Okay, now we're ready. Spirit, What messages do you have for the Divine Feminines? Ooh, she reminds me of the woman from the Star card. I really like that. Okay, so what came out was the Page of Raphael. Gentle, loving, dreamy, open-hearted, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. Yeah, feminine has definitely tapped into her intuition. This is filtering into the masculine, a new emotional situation. New things happening, new thoughts. Page of Cups, how to love yourself better, thinking with your heart. For the masculine and the feminine too. This is also thinking about an offer, talking about an offer. That is the way I perceive it because of the Ace of Michael flipping out earlier while I was looking at the deck. A wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. The Empress, time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. Yeah, definitely a very powerful feminine in her power. The Lovers and the Six of Swords, forward movement. And the Lovers. Yeah, exactly. Moving away from things that don't serve you, cutting them out, wonderful new ideas. Oh, don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Remember who you are. Remember that 5D timeline. Remember to stay with that major time of being tested because of how far the timelines are spreading. People from your past are coming up to test you more and more now. Remember to stay in your truth. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. And for any masculines watching this, just change this to Emperor. You're the Emperor. Remember who you are. Exactly. The Lovers. Make choices from your heart. Exactly. Thinking with the heart. Deeply emotional commitments. The power of love. Exactly. That's what this is all about. Six of Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Relocation or travel. Again, this does not mean you have to relocate or travel. It just means you can travel if anybody was looking for a sign to do so. If anybody was thinking about that and they were like, should I move to this place? Go for it. Follow your heart. If you have dreams, if you feel like it's a good time, you know what's best. You know what's best for you. Remember, this could also come up as a test for you. Trust your intuition. But yes, what this is saying that things are looking bright. You're powerful. You should know your power. And when it comes to your power, stick to it. There are going to be rocky things that come up. But you are so powerful, you can overcome them. And it's because of this new emotional situation you find yourself in, this new power you find yourself in. And it's manifesting beautiful things while you move forward. Relocation and travel can be emotional too. It could be pulling your energy away from something. It could be pulling your energy away from readings or different things. Remember I said pay attention to what you put your energy in, what kind of readings you watch. I don't think twin flame readings are bad, but I think anything done excessively is not good for you. So watch out for that. And I will read this, what I split the deck to. Six of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. So end of a cycle. Don't keep on holding on. Don't keep on trying to punch through glass. Find power. Find your power. You can make glass melt. You can make it disappear. Try alternative methods. That cycle has ended. You are much more powerful now. Standing in your truth alone can attract everything you wanted. Everything else can just fade in the background. Remember, with your twin, you don't have to hold tight. You don't have to do anything like that. You can choose to. You can choose to. Whatever you do in this journey is your decision. But if you really don't resonate with what I'm going to say, then I'm not the reader for you. But I genuinely believe that if you have a divine connection with someone, picking yourself will only make the bond better. If you're a twin flame, specifically, not a soulmate, if you are a twin flame, you energetically, the other person also energetically grows as you grow. You picking to grow and walk away sometimes is the best thing you can do for the both of you. Sometimes he needs this space, and it's for those masculines that have gotten this space, had a feminine who just instinctively knows when it's time. Those masculines are doing really well in getting into their emperor power, because it takes a lot of faith to be able to do something like that. I'm not saying that the other masculines aren't doing well, but I'm saying that kind of faith in the journey, that kind of willingness to let go, speaks a lot for who you've become, your truth, just your knowing, your faith in the connection. Alright. Oh yeah, sorry, I was reading this. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, award scholarships or promotions. Again, 10 of Raphael. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members happily ever after. 10 of Cups. Look at how happy she is, and she's attracting all these animals over here. All these animals. She's just sitting there in grace. She knows who she is. And he's looking at her like, wow, that's my muse right there. This is who you are. You're this beautiful, vibrant being. And I hope you know that. Okay. I'm going to pull from here. Funny, I was just looking at that card. Song of the Wild. I'm going to let you look at this while I read from the book. Song of the Wild. New horizons await you. You are ready to savor the wonders of the world. Take some risks. Answer the call of the wild. Step outside of your comfort zone. Live passionately. Take steps in the direction of freedom. Expand beyond your limitations and boundaries. Maybe it's time to take a journey or do something new and exciting. Remember, as you remove all the things that don't fit, what can you put into your life? This could be as simple as working out, a walk down by the river, a trip to the lake, taking your dog to the dog park, walking your dog without a leash, doing something new. Your native spirit wants you to know you are entering a period of expansion and going beyond your self-imposed limitations. Even if you feel hesitant, this is the time to try something new and do things in a different way. You might even visit far-off lands or wild natural places. Adventure often entails risk, But without it, life can become lackluster and stagnant. Exactly. There is a vast new and wondrous vista just around the corner, but you'll never see it if you don't venture out. You have to be willing to take the risk. You have to be willing to see where you're contradicting yourself and your beliefs and your actions, and what you believe your truth is and what you're living out. The journey. Plan a trip. You're not a bad person, and you're not being unconditional by picking the reality you want to live in and staying firm in it and removing everything from your life that just doesn't fit in that particular way, even if it has to do with your masculine. He's your masculine. You stick to this life. You commit to it. You believe in it. You have faith in it. I am sure he's going to come. And this may not resonate for everyone. Remember, take it as it resonates. But this is something you know what? I'll let you do what you want to do with that information. Any thoughts you have with that. But yeah, plan a trip, take some classes that get you outside of your comfort zone, try new styles, do the same thing that you've always done, but in new and different ways. Push beyond your boundaries, step out of character, spend time in the wilderness. Okay. Is there anything else I needed to do? You know what? Actually, I'm going to go back to tarot real quick. Yeah, there's a call for some people. Question what your truth is. Your truth doesn't have to be the same as anybody else's truth, any reader's truth, my truth. But what is your truth? What is it that you believe is meant for you? What is it that you believe is meant for you, and why are you living a reality anything other than that? Divine timing? Divine timing, DT, is not about physical, human, 3D timing, like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, not like that. Divine timing is about anchoring and alignment. Anchoring, alignment, and intention. Intention. What is your intention? Wholeness? Maybe good intentions. Go back to the beginning of the video if you want to think of good intentions. But the way I would go about it is to think about wholeness. How to be whole with myself. My mission work. My truth. And joy. What gives me happiness? And they all tie into one thing. They all tie into me. My mission work is always going to be a part of my truth. It's going to be what makes me me. It's going to be a part of what I'm passionate about, what I'm crazy about. My truth is also going to be the little things that give me joy. And being in my truth is also being whole. And I can't be whole without my mission work, without my joy, without being in my truth. They all come together. They all play into each other. So if you want to know how to have the right intention, what I think you should do, what I have been working on myself is wholeness, mission work, truth, and joy. And as you align to these 4 things, as you intend to align to these 4 things, you'll be able to pull it in more. You'll be able to anchor this wholeness. And as you anchor this wholeness, you anchor in oneness. Oneness has to do with unity. Unity has to do with union. It all comes together. You just have to be willing to pick yourself. You have to be willing to take risks. And you have to be willing to be patient with yourself, to deal with things, to heal things. But yeah, so basically, yes, that's what I was trying to say. Divine timing, not physical. It's so much more than physical. It can take time. It can be very quick. This is why it's different for everybody. But the universe is definitely supporting the twins to be in their truth right now. Definitely supporting twins. And the energies are helping us ascend as a collective to help the planet. There's so much stuff going down, so much we need to help with. So much that we are going to change. See how you can step into these things more. See how you can be more whole. See how you're not living your truth. How you're lessening yourself. Yeah, you want union tomorrow, but are you acting like you're in union today? If not, then maybe you do have some adjustments to make, some questioning to do. You know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna trigger some people here. But I really hope you take a minute to, instead of be like, oh no, I would never let go of my masculine, to sit down with this and think about it and see what wholeness means to you. See what your truth means to you. See how you're not aligned to it. Or see how you are. See if there's anything that you probably should be fixing that scares you, that you're holding on to because of fear. Question those things. Alright. Spirit wanted me to pull a little. Let's see what Spirit wants to say. Spirit, what is it that you want to say? The masculine moving into thinking with his heart has caused him heartbreak, but he's moving out of it. What else? He's learning how to forgive himself. The hanging man, he's looking at things from all perspectives. The hanging man can be a sign of indecision, but for someone who's thinking with their heart, they're spending their time reflecting at the old, reflecting on the past, reflecting on the future, reflecting on different things that have played out in their life too. Different relationships, different dynamics with friendships, everything, every little thing. Slowly, everything's coming up. Stuff from high school, old partners, everything, treatment. And the deeper they go into it, they're realizing that the connection they have is only exists with one person. The moon. The moon has definitely helped them get into their heart center. Yes, what else? Yeah, they're trying to manifest. No, they're trying to convert this energy. They're looking back and they're trying to, when it comes to heartbreak, they're trying to convert it. They're trying to forgive themselves. They're playing around with this energy right now. Yeah, okay. Burdens. There's the offer they want to make, then there's burdens, and there's almost being there and not knowing it. Let's see what Spirit has to say about this. Sorry about that, guys. My throat's getting scratchy. He's continuing on the journey, thinking about how he can love himself, how he can come forward with this offer. He's having tower moments, little by little, about everything. But he's moving forward. He's submit to the process. He wants to be this better man. He's in contact with his 5D masculine. I don't know if he knows that it's his 5D masculine, but he's definitely He's thinking differently. He's feeling mature. Exactly. Intuition pouring into his cup. And last 2 cards. The visionary coming forward with an offer. Slow, stable, worthwhile, humble. The humble visionary coming forth. Look, he has a green ring on his finger too. Exactly. Oh my God. Exactly. So he's the humble king who's the visionary. His ring, his commitment to you has to do with the mission work too, but it has to do with the way, it's his commitment to himself too. But seeing the fire in his soul, he knows he can have it all right now. It's just about dishing out old stuff. When he dishes out old stuff, it's easier to dish in healthier stuff, to trust his feminine. He trusts her. He knows she's evolved. I can feel that. He's dishing out old stuff. He's getting rid of it. He doesn't need it anymore. He knows that. But as he's doing that, he's making space for who he is going to be, who he is becoming. And he is definitely balancing out energy so that he can be strong and stable, so he can be a new man. He can be centered in his heart through his intuition. Green ring also has to do with heart chakra. The humility might have to do with heart chakra too. Hold on a second. Let's pull one last card. No more crying over spilled milk. He's not crying over spilled milk. They also don't want you to cry over spilled milk. He's moving forward. He's leaving everything behind. This new man he's becoming, the power of this energy he feels is so strong. Everything lesser than that is not worth it. It's not fulfilling. And to leave you guys, I'm going to mention that song I mentioned in the beginning again. I really think you should listen to it. I was driving from work the other day. I was talking to my friend, and I was driving, talking to my friend, and I'm listening to country music, right? And this hip-hop song starts playing in my head. And it's hella old. It's so old, and I haven't heard it in a very long time. I haven't heard any hip-hop or rap in a very long time either. So it's called I'm Coming Home. I wrote ×2 because she sings it twice. I'm gonna just write down the lyrics real quick. I'm so tired, guys. I'm so sorry. I hope I don't sound too loopy or confusing. Coming home, tell the world that I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. Dude, this sounds very twin flamey, right? There's so many songs that sound so twin flamey, and like they don't fit with any other dynamic, but you know. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. Okay, and then it goes. I know my king. Okay, I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming home. Okay, so it's called I'm Coming Home. Look it up. Check out the lyrics. See if it resonates with you. Having that play in my head, like, I was like slowly remembering the lyrics, and it was like really surreal. But I knew I had to change it. I knew I had to share it because it has to do with a lot of feminines. A lot of feminines. Alright, guys. Thank you for listening. I love you so much. I hope you're having a great time. I hope these energies aren't too bad. Know that if you're feeling any ascension symptoms, at nighttime especially, energy is very strong. Waves come in. Rest up as much as you need to. Eat as much as you need to. Listen to your body. Be healthy. Take care of yourself. You deserve it. You know this. Alright, talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.